Hello. Maggie, thank you for redeeming first. Alan, Maggie, Beth, welcome in. Thank you for redeeming your daily star candies. And Maggie, thank you for 30 bits. How is everyone doing on this fine Monday? And after easier little vacay? Huh? Huh, Maggie? Took off work today, so far so good. We love to see it. Thank you. This is like a work shirt. It was like really hot today, so it's like I'm gonna wear a tank top, pretty much. A work acceptable tank top. But we might just dive right into it because today I am, believe it or not, a little tired. And then also, here, let me shut my blinds too. Also, I think I might be trying to eat dinner a little earlier tonight, but I will be live again tomorrow. And I'll be playing duos with Kate and some Valorant. And then, I'm also gonna try and fit in another stream Friday to Sunday, but do not hold me to that. But I am going to try, so I really want to get to the end of Shadowbringers, so I'm gonna try and fit in some more streams, but I'm a busy gal. I gotta work out, I gotta do this and that. Speaking of working out, I took a new yoga class yesterday. My body's in a lot of pain. This morning I was walking around like a stick figure. It was actually really funny. No, you, Beth. You're cute. Beth, when do you leave to go on your vacation? Thursday? That's so exciting. You're going like Thursday to Sunday? Thursday to Monday? Thursday to Sunday. We love to see it. Hold on. Of course. Oh, is it because it's still in... I'm really confused, guys. Hold on. I don't know why it's doing that. Because it says it's off. I know, hello, my desktop. Do control. Hold on. Oh, it is display capture is on. I got it. I just hadn't moved it from when Valorant wasn't working the other day.
How many years have come and gone since that day?
Please, get me out of here. You're too loud. Okay. Wifey, my love, it's so nice to see you. How are you? Much smoother stream start today. I would have to agree. I don't know what was happening this past Saturday, but it's probably because I normally don't stream Saturdays. It was like, we're gonna mess up everything. We're gonna make it 30-minute start to stream. My shoulder's being real stupid, but otherwise I'm pretty great. That sounds amazing. I'm glad you're great. I'm sorry about your shoulder. How was your trip? Because you already went. You already left and came back, and now you're about to leave and come back again, correct? I'm asking my significant other when they're coming over, and they're like, I don't know, later. And I'm like, I need to know, because they're cooking with me tonight. I'm like, I need to know. She's like, I don't know. Okay, whatever. It was good as far as work trips go. Let's go. We had some fun in an interactive museum. And I've got a few buddies in the team I rarely get to see or work with. Wait, that's so exciting. What kind of interactive museum was it? I love interactive museums. I'm getting my days mixed up. Thought it was Sunday. I know, I thought it was Sunday when I woke up today. I was like, oh, it's Sunday. I don't have to set my alarm. And then I was like, wait, no, it's Monday. You know? But I also had to listen to them drone about AI for 2 hours, so you know. You're like, I never get to see them, but then again, I don't want to listen to this. And you know, it's fine. It was like an art museum where the art reacts to you. Ugh, I love that. I really want to go to an interactive museum soon. I'm a sucker. I love museums, guys. I love them. So the end of last time, we ended up coming to the underwater portion of Shadowbringers because we're trying to go find our bestie. To then hopefully not, you know? Oh, a current. You know what I should do? I see a lot of people do this. Is that the right order? Maybe, I don't know. I added my like level. But yeah, I'm really excited for the next couple weeks because I have like a good amount planned, but also a good amount where I'm like have nothing planned, which I'll probably fill it with stuff. But then it's just inching closer to May, which means I'm going to Ren Fair, and I'm super excited for Ren Fair, guys. Like, that's the thing I'm looking forward to most within the next month, I feel like. It will just be a fun day where it's not too hot and be amazing. Oh, they just said, oh, and like left. Me too, though. I feel that. I'm visiting family out of the state in a couple weeks. Wait, that's so fun. Are you excited to like go to the state that they're in? I gotta get my ass in gear and start cosplay for fall soon. Yeah. So my sister and I are going to a convention this summer, and I think 100% we're gonna be doing Liz and Patty, and I'm super excited about that. Liz and Patty from Soul Eater. Because I know it'll take forever. Are you talking about your D&D one? Or I guess, gosh, it is D&D, but, whatchamacallit, Critical Role, thank you. The Critical Role one. Yeah, you definitely just start on it when you can, but don't push your shoulder because that was never gonna be good. Glad it's in summer. Chicago gets cold later in the year. Yeah, I went to Chicago in the summer last year, and it was really fun. I really love Chicago, if I'm real. I really like it. Every time I've gone, I've adored it. I'm trying to go to Boston though, guys. I truly am, because like I've never been there. And I've been to Chicago already. Come in my suitcase, you're right. Let me just hop on in there. I'm on my way. I know I would love Boston. Why can't I go this way? That literally makes no sense. Absolutely no sense. There's literally... Is it this door? No, that doesn't move. That's literally water. And I would absolutely adore that museum, Wifey. Oh my god, hold on. I just gotta exit the same way I came in, it seems like. Boo! Tomato, tomato. I wish it was better at showing, like, above and below. But that's okay. It is what it is. I wish I was able to get to Boston when they were still showing the Animal Crossing exhibit at the aquarium. Or I guess it's more like a collab. Animal Crossing exhibit collab. Yeah? Maybe? That might be the technical term. I'm actually not quite sure. But I wish it stayed there longer. I have no idea where it is now, because I know it's like touring around. I think it might be in Georgia. Sir. Rude. The aquarium is one of our favorite spots. Let's go. I love aquariums. I could, especially if the aquarium has sharks. I literally, when I went to the Chicago one, I was freaking out. And my boyfriend was like, what? I was like, if I don't see the sharks today, I'm actually gonna throw a fit. The Atlantic? I haven't, I mean, Atlanta. Oh my god, not Atlantic. The Atlantic aquarium. Literally just a fucking ocean. The Atlanta aquarium, I haven't been there and I really want to go. Got legit married outside the aquarium. We stand. And it was where we had our first proper, like, out of house. Wait, stop. I'm gonna cry. You guys are too cute. I have a best friend there. Her name is Myrtle, and she's 100 years old. Sea turtle. I love sea turtles as well. Sea turtles are so cool. Just before COVID times. Aquariums and sea stuff is just top tier. One time she swam up to the glass and thing in the tank and just stared at me for like 10 minutes. Oh my god. There was a shark that kept, when I went to the Chicago one, that kept like coming right next to me. I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Like right up. It was the greatest thing ever. I want to go to aquarium soon. See, sometimes I feel like if I was a lesbian, I'd come up with cool ideas of getting married outside of an aquarium. Whose idea was it? Was it Beth or Wifey's? Like, I need to get smarter, truly. I do too. Well, I was gonna propose there, but COVID. Valid. COVID did ruin a lot of things. But better safe. We used it for the legal wedding instead. Okay. So technically your idea, wifey. Technically. Okay. It's okay. Animal Crossing Proposal Island is great because we can revisit. That's true. I forget you did that, and then it comes up, and I'm like, damn, that's so fucking cute every time. I'm like, oh yeah. Wifey did like a really cute chit, you know? What? I feel like I'm gonna have to fight something. Oh, no cutscene. Inspect the structure with compromise. Identify their most distinctive feature. For defining features, what? Okay. Beth and I are sickly sweet, adorable. This is known. Truly. I know you. Uno reverse. That's so cute. Anyways, what is this? Do I gotta do this? It's like, wait. We both. What if it was like at the same time? Like you guys we're like, hey, come to my island. No, come to my island. No, come to my island, you know? Marry me. No, you. Wait. Wait a minute. This is so annoying. I'm trying to confirm an appointment and I'm like, I've sent C to confirm and it's like, confirm. And I'm like, I did. Unable to open this map. Hold on. Oh, I have to actually like find it. Is it this blue thing? No, it's not. And there was like the time we went to the light show thing at the zoo and later realized we had both been carrying around our rings to propose at the time. See what I mean? You were both just prepared at the same time. The blue arrows of fate, yeah. So I'm literally just gonna have to like find a structure. I don't like this. actually have to like do work. Oh. I don't think it's gonna be that way. Oh no. Okay. Wait, you did? That's... It's like you guys were meant to marry or something, you know? Ordering from the same Etsy shop is so funny. Like, just accidentally. That's very iconic of you guys. That makes it even better. Like, it was not on anything you guys looked at before, and... That looks like an interesting building. It's like you're married or something. Or maybe something, you know? It opened! Whoa. How is this not it? How is this not where I need to go? I think like small things like that just like solidify like yeah, we are supposed to get married. You know what I mean? It's like, no, yeah, this is it. Yep. Never any doubt, yeah. It's like adding on the lucky numbers, you know? Like, I keep seeing this lucky number, and it's already, like, no doubt, but it's like, yeah, you're just solidifying it even more. Thank you. Thank you. What in the heck? I don't know how I feel about this. It reminds me of that big bullworm on SpongeBob, you know? The Alaskan bullworm. I'm sorry. I feel like this is gonna have some importance. Yeah, that's what I think, Mickey. Exactly. Ew. Okay. One of the buildings in the mural. This isn't helpful. The first ice cream truck of the season. Let's go. Oh, heard one the other day. Dang. Not dang, like it's good that it's not the first, but. Ice cream trucks are so fun. Last year we had one come to our work. As like an event for us. Which was funny. Wow, is that it? Fudge, man. Oh, I can't. Hold on. I need to get out of this battle. In order to TP. Oh. I forgot that it just moves your horse with you. I don't think I went out this way last time. Did I? I don't know. I had to have, right? Okay, come on. Unnecessary. There's so much down here I have not gotten. I feel like I should go down that way, but... I feel like I might need to look this up. Yeah, I gotta turn around. I gotta go back to the place I haven't been. Oh my god, it's Beth. The monkey is so funny. Just holding you. Can he hold two? Is he a double? Or is he just a single? Oh my god. I love the double ones. Hold on. Hold on. How am I doing this wrong? Oh, do we have to be in a party for me to do it? Yeah, I do. I just saw it. I just saw it. There we go. How would he run? I don't know. Already in a party you forgot about. Your outfit's so cute. It reminds me of like a little like you're a little witch going to witch school. You know what I mean? A cute little witch. Or a mage or something, you know? Movie's so real. I'm so thankful. I was just here. I would have never, ever, ever came back here. How do I get off? God. Thank you. Inspect it from the survey point. Is that the survey point right there? No, it's somewhere around here. Let me just go here and like just see. Nope. Oh, Beth looked it up. Oh, there it is. Okay, well. I did not like that noise that guy over there was making. Mr. Snail, please keep it to yourself. The frustrating thing, I was there. I was literally right there. Of course. I don't understand how that looks like that, but okay. I really thought that was you walking up to me for a second there, Beth. I forgot this mission. I remember them saying this won't have a map marker and getting aggravated. I would have, if Beth didn't come over here, I literally would have unlocked like the whole map and been like, well, that's all. Hi, guys. I literally would have been like, yeah, that's it for me today, guys. I'm gonna have to go. Thank you, Beth. I appreciate it a lot. Oh. Come on. I'm just trying not to die over here, honestly. Not be able to control the light and then become evil and then have to make my friends do something they don't want to do. I was there. I was there. Ah. Can I exit this way? Exiting. Exiting the building. I need to find my sassy villain. Oh my god. Please leave me alone. This place is so cool. He wasn't here before. Oh. Turning into a monster, old friend got... Turning into a monster. Old friend got shot. Got to fight an ancient being at the bottom of the ocean rough times. It's always rough times, I feel like, for our Warrior of Light. They're always going through something. Like, 24/7. Locked? What do you mean locked? God damn it. No. Beth, you already knew the answer to that question. Thanks for holding my hand. I appreciate it. Pindas. This one looks like it's locked too. Oh, there is the blue one. Oh, there he is. He's over here. That's it. That's just not your guy. Go find another one. She said, girl, please help yourself. I'm sorry. I have one thing on the brain, and it's MSQ. Oh my god. This is where we tell you to level 1 of each job. Tank, healer, physical, DPS, magical DPS. So you can do each role quest. That... That makes so much sense. It kind of sounds like I'm probably gonna have to do some grinding off a stream to at least pick up some more classes. You don't have to do all of them, just one to proceed, but you get extra bonus good story by doing them all eventually. Okay, okay. I definitely plan to level 1 of each. I think it will be good to be as rounded as I can be with my preferences, you know? I would actually really like to get good at heals, because I think I could be a good healer. And not just be DPS, because I know DPS is really popular. The role quests are the only reason I have high levels in classes other than Black Mage, which is valid. I feel like they were like, yeah, we have to add these in, because otherwise it's not possible to level up all these things. Especially with people, like, playing this game since the beginning. Just be glad you play DPS other than Dancer. Everyone is a Dancer main. Dancer's fun, but I actually really like Reaper more, I think. Dancer's super easy. I like having a scythe. Oh, I also do want to pick up Viper. Someday I will get to play my main in high contact. Contact? Content. Oh my god. Where is it? Oh. He was like, girl, I'm over here. I really don't want to kill it. Beth, this fit is just normal stuff that I acquire. I just didn't put on a glam. This is just normal Reaper stuff that it equipped it, and I was like, this is sick. I actually do really love Viper, but not enough to consider it a main. What is your main again, wifey? Good job anyways. I appreciate it. I'm still here. That's okay. You can BRB and be here whenever you want. Oh, Dancer. Because everyone's a Dancer main. I see, I see. I follow. I follow. Me. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's still the same. Everyone! You're a Dancer main, you're a Dancer main, everyone's a Dancer main. I've gotten pretty comfy with Ninja, and I do like it. Big damage, goes zoom. Ooh, Ninja sounds fun, but I miss my Dancer mobility. Yeah, Dancer, you're just moving around. But I have to tell you that you are rapidly approaching the final quest, and Wifey and I will be tied up in a raid starting in about 20 minutes. Like, you have a couple quests left after you finish this stuff. Got you. We won't be here. I'm probably gonna do my final quest a different stream. Like, this stream, I think I'm just gonna do, like, a little shorter. And then I'll plan out to do, hopefully, this weekend. And so I'll check to see. God, you guys will be gone. Never mind. Maybe this weekend I'll play something else. And then next Monday, I'll do it. No, it's okay. It just gives me room to do other stuff. Maybe I'll actually, like, pick up Nier again. BRB for now. Yeah, please go eat. I liked that one. Oh, I hope you can see it too. I'll try and like keep an update in the Discord and be like, hey, this is happening this date, just so you guys know. And I'm guessing before I start anything like super big, it will tell me. It's gonna be like, hey, this is coming up. And that's when I'll stop. Okay. I still have to do this. Today we are side questing. Just a little bit. That's exciting. I didn't realize I was like that close to the end. Like I was like, oh, I'm close to the end, but I didn't think I was that close. Because I always feel like I'm like, oh, I'm at the end, and it's like, no, sis, you aren't. Let me, we'll just eat 2 of those, just in case. Oh my god, I forgot about them. Please pay no attention. It's really funny because I'm always like, oh, I'm gonna play MSQ, and it's like, low-key, this is kind of part of MSQ for me now because I don't do anything else. So it's like these parts are MSQ, like it is what it is. Alright. Out ahead, this way. Please leave me alone. The steps are scaring me. I'll just run back up there. Okay, but hold on. What if I... No, it's fine. I'll get that a different time. And hopefully I can grab that with like a different main, so I can start leveling. Like Sage or Viper, or... Because I think I can be Viper now. I think Viper was at 70. If I'm correct. And then I can be Viper main twice. Is Viper DPS or is it tank? I feel like DPS makes sense, but melee, okay. Chaos, welcome in. Thank you. This is one of my work shirts that I wear. It's like, here, I'll stand up even though my body is absolute pain. It's like little like flowy and it's got a little tear. And I normally wear like just jeans with it. I do mean the class this time. I do mean the class this time. I said I could play Viper in both games, you know? The bed. Oh no, she's right here. Can we come say hi to everyone? Come here. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come say hi. Everyone's waiting for you. Thank you. You guys can see her like a little bit. You gonna say hi to everyone? Are you gonna be okay if I pick you up and let you say hi to everyone? I gotta brush her a little bit. I put her outside and she was loving it. Out of my little... Alright, here we go. Ready, guys? The big baby. The baby. Mama loves you. She's so good now. Like, she used to like immediately run off when I held her, but now she's like, okay, I understand. I understand what's going on. Do Vipers dual wield swords? I don't know. I don't know anything about Vipers in Final Fantasy. Chaos, how was your day? How was work? What are you cooking tonight? If you're cooking tonight, or is today you have games? I don't know how I feel about that noise. Dang it. I still gotta level it up. Am I doing the right thing? I gotta be doing the right thing. In Japanese, it used to be a euphemism for bisexual people to be dual wielding swords. Wait, really? I had no idea. That's kind of funny. Dual wielding swords. Ooh, what kind of pizza though? What's your favorite type of pizza? Mine is prosciutto and arugula with some pepper flakes, of course. I kind of want pizza, but I think I'm having clams tonight, like really fresh clams from the shore, which will be really good. But I kind of want pizza. I also, do you guys get pizza from like chain restaurants? Like, you know, like Domino's, Papa John's, Pizza Hut. I don't mind getting it there, but I normally go to like more local joints, honestly. Like places that some people would consider like gourmet pizza places in a sense. Your favorite is pepperoni, just regular pepperoni? I love that for you, Chaos. It's so amazing. We do chains, yeah. We've been on a little Caesar's kick. Okay. That's so valid. I get that. But we have prosciutto and ricotta pizza with herbs. Wait, that sounds so good, Chaos. More for the cookies than the pizza. I've never had their cookies. I'm gonna have to get them one time. Yeah, I've never had their cookies. I didn't realize like places like that sold like cookies and stuff. Like there was one time I was out, I think in high school, and this kid got like a cookie box from a place that will not be named right now because we're supposed to be protesting. And I was like, they have cookie boxes? What the heck? And they were fantastic. They were great. They were great, like, shitty cookies, you know? Not gourmet, nothing. They were so good. They have these brownie / chocolate chip cookie bites with M&M's. Wait. That sounds so good. They're brownie cookies, and the bottom is a brownie, but the top is almost a cookie dough. Oh my god, hold on. I'm gonna have to get that. Are you guys a fan of more fudgy brownies or cakey brownies? Because I'm like a cakey brownie person. But I know like most people are fudgy brownies. I love when it's cakey. But I really like cake and like stuff like that. That's light and fluffy. God, now I want brownies. I haven't had brownies in forever. I just want them soft and moist, valid. I'm a slut for fudgy brownies. Alright. But like I've had some top tier cakey brownies and they're still good. Yeah, I know for fudgy ones, I feel like you can do them more wrong than cakey ones. You know what I mean? I feel like fudgy ones, I'm more picky. That's what it's called. Gosh darn it. I can't think of words today, guys. Words are hard. Oh. Oh. Oh, I forgot about this. Wow. I forgot about this room. I forgot that the club existed. Shame on me. Forgetting a club exists. A dance club? So fun. I say as I never go out anywhere and just want to go to sleep. Play video games. Ay, ay, ay. Us talking about food is making me so hungry. Still can't do it. Do I have to finish like all of his quests, I'm guessing? Yes, amazing. Show-stopping. Oh, this is gonna be the little city outside of Umor. I also need to grind being able to fly places. Your girl needs that. I wish they kept it the same as last time, where it's like once you finish an area, really, it would let you fly, but that's okay. I understand why they did it. They need to give more content. Are you kidding me? One AR is once you finish all of AR. Yeah. I understand that. Like, I get that. I get that being like the basis of it. Yeah. That would be okay with me though. But the way it is, once you finish each region, you can fly in that region. Once you get the currents. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. That also makes sense. World Quest pushed me into Duty Roulette 2. Regular Quest and Fates didn't cut it speed-wise. Oh, okay. Yeah, it just seems like I need to play this game more. Oh yeah, that would take too long to level without roulettes, yeah. You just need like an extra 6 hours in your day every day. Yeah, truly no big deal. Amazing. What does that mean? I hope the raids go well, wifey. I'm really confused as to how I can dodge that. Am I supposed to fail? I'm so confused. What? Hint? Yeah, please give me a hint. Am I supposed to use like a special ability that pops up right before? Come on, jacket. Work for me. Okay. Okay, hold on. need to repair. Next fight, check the skill that has a speech bubble on it. Oh, okay, okay. Where's the other one? Oh, there it is. I feel like I don't need any of these. Okay, I can't discard that, okay. There's a bunch of stuff I cannot discard. But okay, that's fine. Okay. Wait, why can't I do that? It's fine. I have a couple of open spots now. Okay. Let's go. Interrupts the use. Oh, okay, I see. I follow. So I just need to time it correctly. Okay. Thank you, Alan. I appreciate it. Got hit by that one. loud. I was supposed to stop that one, wasn't I? Are they normally come in and help me? This is the question. Like if I was playing on normal, would they actually come in and help me last time? That arrow stop. That was almost on me. I do really like Archer though, guys. I didn't realize at first that this is like their heroes. Yay! Let's go. He just looked so different. I was like, Artbert? I know that name. Of course you will. Yeah, I actually... Good thing I got interrupted because I don't want to go to that one. I want to go to this one. He was younger and more optimistic, truly. I haven't seen him young and optimistic and not covered in blood in a very long time. Oh, Artbert. His story makes me sad, honestly. Poor guy. I'm so used to seeing the blood on his axe. I don't think about it until someone mentions it, truly. I feel like I'm used to it, but then I'm also like, okay, yeah. I become aware of it every now and then. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's actually not supposed to look like that. Okay. It's in a little bit different spot. Question the people. Oh gosh, okay. Where is my guy? Because I need to finish this so I can continue on MSQ. I wish there was a level up I could buy that could make my horse run faster. I would put real money in buying that, I think. Because I like flying. I just also, I don't know. I would like for, I guess just the movement speed overall. But I know they do it for a reason. So you're forced to explore and do all that. Back outside. Oh, nuts. There are bicolored stones you can get from Fates to get mount movement upgrades for each zone. Wait, that's exactly what I need. But again, more grinding. More playtime needed. Yeah. Yeah. Can I go now? Nope. A lot of jumping back and forth. I really want, like... I really want the end of this story be, like... It's like me being engulfed by light, but Ardbert, like, takes some of it. And that was his purpose. And so then he feels like he's fulfilled his... role in like the whole story, and he doesn't feel bad anymore. Yeah, let's go back to this little guy. I do like how they added jog though. Jog is really nice. Oop. Jog is great. Back and forth to the same 3 places. I need to start doing these. I truly do. But I'm always so focused on MSQ because I'm like, what happens next? I always get like this when stories happen. I'm always like itching for like the next part and to know what happens. And I know that's kind of contradictory for what I do when I skip things, but there's a difference. And like actually watching it, and I can't absorb but so much. I feel like there's so much in this game. Yeah, I like the little things they did. You can keep moving while calling your mount now. I did not know that. That was my one thing. I was like, dang, I wish they would do this. Kind of like Breath of the Wild, where you can just grab onto your horse and keep going. Yeah, I had no idea they did that. Oh no. Get the healer out of the way. That's gonna be a better thing for me to do. almost done with the healer, my guy. Just hold out. Oh, I'm right out of the zone. Sheesh, man. Oh, he's dead. Golly. What was I supposed to do there? I feel like they make some of these like insanely hard for no reason. Not insanely, but I just needed to focus on the right one first, I think. What? Attack me. Now's our chance. For what? I don't understand. Alright, one more time. Okay, my guy, just keep healing yourself. Okay. Oh my gosh. Coffee, hello. I'm sorry, everything is really loud right now. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. How was stream? How are you doing? So sorry, guys. Hi guys, I am Kira. I'm a variety streamer, except I play a lot of Final Fantasy 14. What were you playing? And if you guys have to raid run, please do so. Get some snacks, do what you gotta do. I do not blame you whatsoever. Let me put this down a little bit because that's actually insane. Sorry, guys. B, thank you for doing your daily star candy. Welcome in. I'll say hi to everyone in a second. So sorry. It was good. I've reached... Oh, MSQ59. Let's go. How are you enjoying it? I pretty much just grind through MSQ. That's the type of player I am. Thank goodness. This is the third time I did this duty, and thank goodness I finished it this time. We just finished some filler, so I'm very glad for more plot. No, that's totally understandable. Oh, you met Matoya! Oh, Master Matoya is so great. I love Matoya. Tropic, welcome in as well. Thank you for coming in with the raid. And A as well. I am in Shadowbringers, about level 82. So if you don't want any spoilers, right now I'm kind of doing side quests because it absolutely stopped me from continuing MSQ. I'm basically leveling up one of my classes so then I can continue MSQ. But if you don't want any spoilers, do not feel bad in any way, shape, or form. We are very lurker friendly here, or if you just have to raid and run, period, do what you gotta do. But I appreciate the raid so much. What is... Oh gosh, you're just getting to like the really, in my opinion, like, not that the story before that isn't good, it just, the story just literally continues to get better and better, and I cannot wait for you to get further in it. I should be lurking while I check on dinner, of course. But I didn't know that MSQ doesn't give you enough experience at some point. So, I think I technically have like my level, it's just, it stops you at some point, so you have to do like, you have to like level up your job quests, because I just don't do that. I'm just like literally like MSQ on the brain. So it was like, wait a minute, you need to level up your job quests, and I was like, oh, okay. Okay, I guess I'll work on that. So that's what I'm doing right now. Okay. Finally got that battle done. Maybe this is our last one, and then we can get back into MSQ? We'll see. Because I'm hoping to finish up a bunch of quests so then I can basically get to the end of Shadowbringers. Because I'm gonna finish up this stream right before we do our last ditch in Shadowbringers. Because I know the endings are always super long, and then the beginnings of the next expansions are always long, so don't want to get into a 4-hour thing with that. Not that it's actually 4 hours, but okay. Back to the Crystallarium. Let's go back here. Please be the last one. Whew. Excuse me. I thought this town had an L in its name until someone pointed out to me. Crystarium. Wait, did I say Crystallium or something? Because, like, same. I feel like these names in this game drive my dyslexia up a wall. Like, bless you? Thank you, Chaos. I think maybe I hiccuped. Maybe I don't know. But, it just adds stuff in all the time. And I'm like, okay, that's what it is now. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, this pretty lady, please don't attack me. Thank you, thank you. Oh, but the other guy did. That's okay, that's okay. We can deal with that. I called it the Crystallarium. And then one of my coworkers said, wait, there's an L in the name? And you were like, oh, of course there's not. It's like, who? Just checking to see if you know it. The L in there makes sense. Show... Okay, yes. Okay. This looks like it might be a big one. Cutscene. No! God, that kind of scared me. All done. You now have access to Grinald's Forge. Equipment rewards will become available for collection based on the role quest you have completed. So basically I could upgrade something I have. Is my guess. Upgrade or maybe put some effects on my things. Hand it over. Here you go, my guy. That guy has a lookalike in the first without hair that is also Weapon Master. I laughed when I first saw. Wait, that's so funny. I mean, these are basically like
O stewards of the Ondo,
different.
we offer up our light in answer.
Oh God, what is like the whole huge thing like the Marvel universe? It's a bunch of different like timelines and worlds and gosh, what's the technical term? I can't remember. Like this, like the Spider-Man movies when they're like, oh, we're going into the Spider-Verse, the parallel universe. Yeah, yep, thank you. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. That's the third thing I could not think of today.
That crystal you showed the artisan.
Yeah.
Was it?
Multiverse, yes,
Did it
yes.
belong to one of my
Parallel
friends?
universes, multiverse. Yes. It did belong to one of your friends, my guy. Missed that part, didn't you?
I tried to give you a measure of privacy. No one wants a spirit looking over their shoulder every moment of the day.
Touche. I'll give you that, my guy.
So tell me, if you would, how did you come across that crystal?
I just grinded my job quests.
Oh, it was Renda Ray's then.
Yeah. It was hers.
Strange that I should learn such things now, after they're long gone.
Oh.
They were fine friends, every one of them. I didn't expect death to teach me so much. About them, about Seto, about you, about the hope that hides at the heart of this world. I've never been one for idle chit-chat, but if by some miracle I could see them all again, I doubt I would ever stop talking.
Stop, that's so sad.
I'm grateful I got to bend your ear at least. And just for that, I reckon I'll stick with you
Okay, thank you for doing your day.
to the very end.
Welcome in. Not me not crying at parts that like normal people cry on, and I'm about to like sob when he just
Apologies, we were a
talks
little
about
late
his
to the gathering.
friends. Thank you for the lyric, I appreciate it. I hope dinner's good.
It seems we succeeded in gaining their trust.
The delay wasn't exactly welcome, but at least our many hands made light work. And they seemed especially impressed with your contribution. Our hero indeed.
Y'shtola was telling us those structures may date back to the age of the Ascians.
Huh. So I guess this was a fragment
An Ascian homeland.
of the first that got put into this world.
Despite his many protestations, I never quite believed Emmett Selk was telling the truth.
Nor I. But there is no denying the evidence before our eyes. Clearly this was once a great city.
Dang.
A home they would see restored, no matter how many tens of thousands of years it takes.
It's
so
a hollow
sad.
dream when you think about it. Even if they manage to rejoin all the worlds, they'll never bring back the ones who were lost. But would I have done any different?
That is the question.
How are you feeling?
I'm surviving. Oh yeah, I forgot that's how I'm seeing things. Oh.
You have completed your devotions?
Yes. To the honored ancients have we offered up our prayers and our gratitude. You too have our thanks.
Sweet.
Might we trouble thee then to tell us more of the illuminated land of which thou didst lately speak?
To the west of here lies a great trench. Some days ago, a light appeared in that endless darkness.
Oh, Emmett's there.
Curious, we ventured closer and discovered in the depths an entire city.
What? That's insane.
The buildings we spied were akin to our own everlasting abodes. Impossibly so. We understood at once the ancients had risen. There could be no doubt. Taken with terror, we retreated to the cups, and I decreed that none should enter the trench until such time as we received a sign.
Okay.
Might it still be possible to reach this city of the ancients?
With no water to drown you, a finless one could now travel there. Yes. I am convinced you are the sign for which we have been waiting. My people will show you the way.
Thick. To the depths of the ancient we go.
Shall we?
We shall. Magical girl life is crying when talking about your friends, truly. The City of Angels? Maybe? Los Angeles? I don't know about that one. Okay. Hopefully this is the way I need to go. Oh! Oh, I need to not get in battle. Hold the phone. That is nice to know that it will just push me right on back up there. Rora, hello, welcome in. MSQ is going very well so far. I just got back in the story from doing my job quest, and it seems like I'm pretty dang close to the end of Shadowbringers. Okay, so they're gonna stop here. Deeper in the depths we go. Oh, let me get this Aether Current really quick. Bum bum. Oh, can the guy not hit me? Oh my god, that was so lucky. It was so lucky of me, honestly. Okay, yeah. I thought about just dropping down, but I decided that was probably a bad idea because I don't know if there's enemies down there that would, like, if I drop down, it automatically hit me. I could probably drop down here, though. Bye, Alan. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. this thing just leave me alone? Into the depths. I forget that I don't have to stop now. I was informed that I do not have to stop. Oh gosh. There are a lot of things happening down here. I'm gonna go around them just so I do not get hit. There's only one thing I don't miss. That's the very long cross-country marathon without flying. Yeah, I've been struggling. I need to like carve out time to go back and get all of the currents in each section because I have not done that at all. So I am either begging people to give me a lift or doing this, which when I'm in a new area I definitely do like it, but when I've been there a bunch of times I'm like, hey, please. Because I do like that it forces you to, like, actually look around, but... Okay. Ooh, hello? Oh, okay. Sheesh. I really the stingray is cute. I thought it said I thought it was gonna be stingay, and that's what my brain did. I can't. They're really cute though. That's a really cool design for them. Yeah, I help out random sprouts here and there when I'm finishing from time to time. When I'm fishing from time to time. Doing the taxi current, yep. This is the barrier. Well, that was rather more arduous than expected. I feel a sudden rush of gratitude for the smooth roads our ancestors cut through the wilderness. 'Twas a treacherous path indeed. Now I believe one of us needs but raise a hand to banish the next obstacle. Clara, I expect you to do the honors. Sweet. Gone just like that. I suppose we should head in. Let's go! Like as not, this tunnel will be just as perilous? Yeah, perilous as the road we walked to get here. Let us stay aware of our surroundings, shall we? Perilous. I guess when you've done Heaven's Ward on foot, the other areas don't see. That's so true. That one area in Heaven's Ward drew me, like, I was going up a wall. I was so angry at it, I didn't know what to do. I was like, this is actually ridiculous. Because they had no warp points either. I do wish they would have more warp points in zones and areas, but I do understand, I guess. I guess I have to go this way a bit. Oh, he's just looking out. Oh gosh. Please leave me alone.
By the gods.
Oh my gosh. I didn't expect it to be like this.
When the Ondo spoke of a city, I did not think they meant an actual city.
I thought it was gonna be more like ruin-esque in a sense.
Then we are seeing the same view. The remnants in the Ondo settlement were solid material structures. But these...
Ren, welcome in, my love. How are you?
Everything here pulses with ether. 'Tis an enchantment on a monumental scale.
Gosh. This place looks amazing, Kate. When I first saw this big city underwater, I thought of BioShock and was expecting pig daddies to walk around. That's so funny and so great. Vic, my love, how are you? I miss you so much. I hope work is going well today. Thank you for the hydrate. Yeah, let me get into the city. And hopefully they have a little crystal here. There's a current. All right. This place is insane. I, like, honestly have no words. Imposing door. That's all I have to say. Now, I know how the pixies must feel. Hello? There we go. I don't know what happened there. Claire, recognized. Welcome to the city of Amarat. Will you be riding the lift? Yeah. Did the building just welcome you? I will be riding the lift. My habit is not so passing strange. Did Emmett Selch not invite Claire to visit his abode? 'Tis plain thy coming was expected. Dear gosh. And where will this lift be taking us? The lift services entry level of Akora Heights, but is presently configured to convey passengers directly to the ground floor. Well, there you have it. In the absence of a few hundred yalms of rope, we have little choice but accept the offer. With emphasis on the we, I'm not about to let you walk into that place alone. Aww. My friends. I wish to ride the lift. As you wish. The lift will arrive shortly. I can't believe the building talked, man. I mean, I can. Wow. The Borough of Administrator, the Borough of the Architect, and the Capital. Gosh. Okay, is there no crystal? Still no crystal. There it is. It's over there. I love how everyone is 7 foot tall, and then you have Alice and Rin that look like chipmunks. I know, we're all so tall and they're just so short. They're so cute. We said we're tall friend group. Oh. Are these like ghosts of the... Oh god. It's gonna make me have sympathy for the Asians, isn't it? Not that I didn't already like Emmett. Just saying, just saying. He truly, I agree. He was just a victim of his circumstances and then got angry about it, which is valid, I feel like. Good gracious, child, where's your family? You should not be alone at a time like this. Run along home now. Quickly. These people are very tall. Have you not heard? Thought yet confined to the lands across the sea, a terrible phenomenon afflicts our star. They call it the final days. 'Tis said to start suddenly attack. I don't want to say that. Keening from beneath the earth. The sound distorts all living things, and within earshot wrestles us from controlling of our creation magics. None of the okay. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I got halfway through. Listen now. He's probably done a little bit, but you know, he's just Engie. Just an Engie guy. If evil, why hot? You know? I literally thought that said pregnant for a second. Please. Pragmatic. Pragmatic. Bessie, this is the place you are gonna want to read things. Like, if there's any... Okay. I'll be patient. I'll be patient. An audience with Emmett? I'm afraid you have the wrong office, little one. And besides, he will be far too busy to field the questions of curious children. Why am I a child? It's because I'm so small? Pregnant? Yeah. Surely you've been told of the looming catastrophe. Every resource available is to the convocation must be spent upon ensuring our world survives. They have yet to make an official announcement, but it is said that the 14 are moving forward with a plan of scarce, credible proportions, one which promises to grant will to this very star itself. They will invoke our mightiest spells of creation to birth an entity of all-encompassing magnificence. Oh gosh. And then they will relight. No! This is a huge undertaking and it must be completed or the corruption spreads this far. Thus I say to you again, I do not hold out hope for an audience. Oh god. No, what do you mean? Pregnant. Pregante? You know? I am gonna go to this guy for a minute. Let me actually get on my horse, because it's gonna go a lot faster. I just feel like this is a good idea to do. Yeah. I wish this counted as a city. Because I'd buy a house here. I do the same thing when I see an aetheryte crystal. I run. Yeah, it's like, come on. Of course. Oh, there's a shop. Oh, I gotta go the other way. Oh, I gotta run all the way across. Can I, like... No, it doesn't connect. Boo. The end of the world. I don't like that that's the title of it. It's so sad. Laughs in Final Fantasy. I know. The housing market is horrible. Just like real life. We always say you can't buy a house in a game, can't buy a house in real life. So pretty. It's definitely gonna be in this building. There's no way. Do you know how to check what level quest you're on? I just saw the title and I indicate if it means quest level or job level. So I just want to make sure. I am doing my job level. I accidentally clicked. The convocation and their handling of the coming peril. 'Tis only natural that you should have questions. Shall we begin with the members themselves? As all know, the 14 are the wisest and most percent among us. They are the stewards of order, responsible for decisions which keep the star turning season after season. Be it the speaker, La Habera, or the emissary, whatever. Each seat is occupied by the elected sage and surpassing intellect. Logcrof, Mitron, Emmet, their individual titles have, as a gesture of respect and a matter of tradition, become synonyms with their incumbents. Thus, it is with great incredulity that I greet this recent rumor that a seat in the convocation is soon to be left vacant. If proven true, 'twas be unprecedented development and testament at the immense pressure under which our saviors are toiling. In any event, I, for one, am confident that they shall deliver our star into salvation. Sheesh, okay. Because 80 plus quests are Endwalker. Oh. Level... I'll add, like... job. I don't know. What do you normally put in it? Because I've only seen, like... I've seen people put stuff in it. I just assumed it was their job level. But I guess it makes sense that it would be this level. I always put the level quest with the expansion. Oh, so I'm at level 80. Let's update it. That makes sense. That makes a lot more sense. I thought, like, you were just guessing, like, oh, I'm around this level, so, like, beware, you know? God, that's such a great... Alan told me earlier that you can call your horse and run now, and my life has changed. I guess when it's post, but with base expansion, I always check. Yeah, that makes sense. Spell speed, skill speed, tenacity, piety. I want this one. Quest accepted. Oop. I have to read, I have to read, I have to read, I have to read. To Asim, our conversations were much alike. A looming disaster, creation magics running rampant, and this convocation efforts to bring salvation out of chaos. I suppose there was talk of little else in the time when these events came to pass. Urianje, if I may, what are your thoughts on the ancients' art of creation? A fascinating discipline indeed. Aught the mind can conceive maybe be rendered in reality. All that is rendered is clear concept upon which to focus one's will. 'Tis not dissimilar to the primal rites taught by the Asians, where in ritual ceremonies breathed life into figments of myth and legend. I think these are the Asians, but it's okay. I see we arrived at the same conclusion then. The people who lived in the age before the Sundering were blessed with vast reserves of mana. No matter how draining these creation magics must be, it seems they paid the cost with not more than the fraction of the ether that which coursed through their own bodies. If we were to attempt the same, such spells would soon deplete our energies, and then seek to draw the balance from elsewhere, from a hoard of crystals mayhap, or from the very land itself. Thus, when this art of creation was placed into our hands, it becomes, in effect, a means of destruction. An interesting matter, which no doubt bears further study. But despite all these revelations, I worry we are no closer to finding Emmett. Has anyone learned aught which might lead us to his location? Not directly, mayhap, but from what we've heard, it seems the convocation of 14 is in the nearby Capitol building. When we went to see for ourselves, the attendant wouldn't let us through without a right of permission. So we tried our luck with the Bureau of Administrator, but we thought these permissions might be issued. But the clerk said he couldn't help us since our names didn't appear in the registry. And that was where we gave up. I wonder though, Clara, could you be eligible for one of those rights? The voice in the lift seemed to know who you were. It might be the same that your name is registered at the bureaus as well. Worth a look, I'd say. Meanwhile, I'll head back to the capital and search for the last official point of entry, just in case. All right. I think I'd like to speak with more of these ancients. Maybe they know something that could cure Claire's condition. Would you mind coming with me? Of course I don't mind. Just lead the way. I just feel like these people are all ghosts, and they're all the Asians, and the 14 people who are in charge are the ones that survived. Just gonna teleport over there so we don't have to run all the way. That's what I think I've gathered, but you know, I could be totally wrong. Could be absolutely totally wrong. A visitor's right? Yes, I can assist you. Full name, please. Clara Malin. Please wait near the counter while I confirm your details. Oh, just gonna relax, chill out. They're so tall. Claire Merlin, your application is ready for collection. Gimme. As your residency was approved by Emmett himself, further forms of identification will not be required. Here are your application documents. Submit them to the Bureau of Secretariat, and the clerk will issue you a visitor's pass, basically. All right. Emmett truly said, I want you to see what I lost. All right. Oh, there's monsters here. Are there normally cities with monsters in them? I can't remember. I guess not. Gosh, this place is huge. I need to unlock all of that somehow. I guess there's monsters here though because it's like an ancient city. It's kind of lost to the depths of the sea. Okay. There's a lot of people just sitting here. Next, please. Here you go. Visiting the capital, are we? Please take a seat. Your name will be called once your application has been processed. Oh no. Oh god. May I? I think you are from a time beyond ours. Have you followed in the wake of Emmett? Nay, there is no cause for alarm. I am simply a shade, here and not there. Here and not here. I know only that my name is Hydelodius, and this city is a recreation, a phantom moment plucked from the well of history. Yeah, so it is just a recreation of the city he lost. These others seem unaware of their pale existence, but I wonder if Emmett Selch's mind was distracted when it came to my reconstruction. A stray thought would have been enough. Hydalis will realize the truth, for example. We were close friends once, you see. Oh. Yet, in spite of my perception, I play the same role as the rest. A bit part meant to bring color and noise to this well-crafted stage. Too much scrutiny, and we shall burst like the fragile bubbles we are. Thus I tell you again, my presence is not to concern you. I wish only to share your company whilst we wait. Oh. If you come this far, then you know of the catastrophe which awaits us on our morrow. The final days, which begun as isolated incidents, soon swelled into a world-spanning threat. The convocation of 14, well, it was 13 at the time, endeavored to create a will for our star. They will repair the fundamental laws of order and halt the spread of destruction. But creation on such a scale required an immense source of power. Of those of us who still lived, nearly half offered up their lives in the name of salvation. And from their sacrifice, Zodark was born. Just as we had hoped, he reached forth and halted the march of the oblivion. Yet, oh, how the star had suffered. So many species lost, the land was blighted, the waters poisoned, and even the wind had ceased to blow. Once more did our people give themselves to Zodiark. Another half of our race sacrificed to cleanse the world, to ensure the trees and grasses and Mydran tiny lives would sprout and grow and flourish. The cycle of life had begun anew, and we reconsidered the means by which we might protect it. The convocation decided thus: we would nurture our world until it was bursting with vitality. Then, when the time was right, we would offer some portion of us living energy to Zodiark. In return, he would restore us. He would restore to us those brethren whose souls had fed his strength, and together we would resume our role as stewards. There were, however, those who disagreed with this plan. They argued that enough had been sacrificed to Zodiark, that this new world should belong to the lives of newly born. These descendants surrendered their life energies to the creation of Hydaelyn, an incarnation of their opposing belief. And for the first time in history, our people stood divided. You know, then, how this conflict ended? I thought you might. He looks so small. Emmett has ever been a champion for the will of Zodiark. The original plan may have been set back by millennia, but he will have not abandoned his course. He will pay the price for our return by whatever means is necessary. And though he may carry himself with a certain glebe ease, Emmett is not a man to bear his burdens lightly. In fact, I imagine they have only grown heavier with every passing century. Oh. 'Tis truly a terrible weight he has chosen to carry. I'm sick. Frog, hello. I hope you had a nice Easter as well. Welcome in. It's so nice to see you. Oh, that's me. How did it go, Beth? It seems your turn has come. Pray do not let me keep you. Are you yelling at me because I should have stopped before now? There was one last thing. You walk with another at your side, yes? Nay, I see no definite form, just a faint suggestion of a second soul. I doubt it visible to anyone but me. Otherwise, I seem only you can see and hear this ethereal companion. Correct. Your connection is hardly a coincidence. In our time, the two of you were one. The color of your souls tells it the tale. Wait, so I just got goosebumps. So we were the same person? A hue that distinctive cannot be mistaken, no matter how thin the soul is spread. Yep. We were. This is just the kind of fate I might expect from one such as she. Surely Emmett has recognized a hint of her in you. Who's her? Is it his love? Oh my god. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I'm coming. I'm sorry. Farewell you, my new old friend. May you find what it is you seek. Who are you? 'Cause I'm the girl that Emmett's looking for. When good we didn't get as far as we got last time, but that's okay. That is okay. It'd be like that sometimes. So many. Yeah, so much stuff is happening. Bye, Chaos. I hope tabletop goes well. Your visitor's writ has requested. When you wish to gain admittance to the capital, simply present the document to the attendant within. Oh gosh, guys. I'm just gonna... I will keep being a cute AF bunny. Do not worry. So I'm gonna show it to Thancred. I like how I said like... I was like, oh, this stream's definitely gonna be shorter, and it's like almost my regular time. I'm just, this story's getting there. It's getting to the climax. It does. Oh, I ran right past where I needed to go. I was so entranced. Finally, you were gone for so long. I had stuff to take care of. I was on the verge of mounting a rescue party. How you fared? How did you fare? Here is my visitor's pass. Oh, I didn't think it would do a cutscene. I see, my instincts were correct. And a good thing too, Urianger and I weighed our chances of breaking into the capital, and the official entrance is by far the more attractive option. The capital bestoweth not a single armed sentry. Choice was seen. Oh my god, I can't. I can't. We didn't try everything, of course, but we thought it best to conserve our time and energy for more pressing matters. Speaking of which, Ren and I tried asking about a cure for you. The problem is, these ancients didn't exist beyond Amarats today. They will happily tell their own tales, but whenever we attempt to explain our situation, the conversation quickly becomes muddled. What of you, Clara? What ought worth interesting said during your efforts to obtain writ? God, it's crazy just that one kind of like understands what's going on and like partakes in information and kind of gives it back. Like new information. A great sacrifice of life in exchange for their brethren's resurrection. And you say all the Asians schemed has been leading to this? Yeah. All this time, but if they still meant to enact this plan, then things won't end with the rejoining. Of course. I thought we knew their intentions in full. Restore the world at his former glory, and in turn empower Zodiac to reclaim his throne as the will of the star. Yet that was merely a step along the way. I hesitate to put it into words, but we have to assume that the following of the final rejoining, the Asians mean to draw the lives of the source to make their sacrifice to Zodiac. Yeah, I kind of feel like I would have... I kind of like felt that. Like, of course the rejoining wasn't the end. That does seem the most likely scenario. Mayhap those who ally with the Asians would be spared that fate. But what value is there to be surviving all of our history? All of our struggles will be erased. I cannot This whole part. Yeah, this whole part. There's normal feelings. Of course not. And that's to say not of what Emmett plans for the Echart's power. Do we stand by and let them threaten our future as well as our past? We need to find him, Clara. And when we do, make your mark. Change the course of history in a way that it's felt by those who came before and those who come after. By everyone you've ever met. Is this how I get books and stories written about me? Change things so that even my other self dying somewhere in that future calamity will smile and say, I knew you would win. Why is she so quiet? Is fighting Emmett the only way? He created an entire city. It will take everything we have to defeat him, if we even can. And if you push that hard in your current state, the light will break free. Rin is so precious, truly. The decision to press on lies with you, just as it lies with each and every one of us. Of course I'm gonna press on. I'm the warrior of light. That's what I do. We're just gonna keep on the skill speed. We'll just keep going with that one. Okay. And I'm done with this game. Okay. So this one is actually titled Shadowbringers. So we're gonna decline this for a minute. And we're gonna call it a day here, guys. Because I have a feeling the next one is gonna be the end of it all. Like, come on. I did it. Hi, Eddie. I'm almost done. Like, that's insane. I actually thought I had at least like 4 more streams. Not 2. The decision lies with you right after. Here's your next objective. Here's how you keep playing the game. Next stream you play for sure. So maybe. I will I'm gonna be doing the next one of this next Monday. I'm gonna plan it. I'm gonna say like, hey, I'm finishing Shadowbringers. I'll make a little announcement, but I'm gonna be doing it next Monday. And I will let everyone know. So do not worry, everyone. All right, let's find a wonderful friend to raid into, hopefully. All right. Golly. Let's raid into Tick. They haven't been live in a while. They are playing Monster Hunter Wilds, which I really wanna play eventually once I get my hands on it. Here's my raid message, and then here are my socials. I post when we're gonna live on my socials, post updates, do all that. I normally do it in my Discord. We kind of chat in Discord, and Discord is basically the best way to know what's going on. I do post these VODs on my VOD channel and all of that. I hope you guys have a great night, and I will see you guys tomorrow with some Valorant duos with Kate. I will hopefully be live on my channel. If I'm not, I'm definitely still streaming together on Kate's channel, so I will see you guys then, maybe. And then hopefully I'll fit in another stream this weekend, and we might be playing some Nier. I'll have to look into that, or some other game. And then I'll see you guys next Monday to money. I'll see you guys next Monday to finish Shadowbringers, which is a crazy statement to make. Okay, I will see you guys soon. Byron, bye Beth, bye Wifey, bye Kate, bye Eddie, bye Rora, Chaos, anyone else who is still lurking. I appreciate you guys so much, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.